Hello and welcome back to the port. I'm the Galliford Major, and today we're looking at HMS Vanguard, the Tech Tree Tier 7 British battleship, which has recently had a minor upgrade, and so we thought we might as well review her. Now, this is a game of domination on Crash Zone. I've spawned in the centre. Now, I thought I'd go right, but it looks like Bismarck may be coming with me. Ideally, I don't want Bismarck coming with me, so I might actually do a quick 180 and let Bismarck go that way. Basically, I want to try and split our battleships a bit more evenly. I decided to come over here because we only have the one battleship, but if Bismarck's going to come over here, then it's probably better I go back up these two battleships. And what's that? So there's the Iowa, there's the Mayuku, there's the Fiji. So we'll do the shipping forecast in a second. I just want to get around this corner. But while we're doing this, I might as well... so Vanguard was built. She was the last British battleship ever built. She was launched in 1946. And that's about as far as I'm going to go with the history, because why cover it if someone can do it better than you? So if you want to see the hear the in-depth history of HMS Vanguard, then I'm going to have Drax's extended version carded top right. If you like your history, I always highly recommend go watch him. He's brilliant. If not, we'll just crack on the review for those of you who aren't too interested. Now, looking at the shipping forecast quickly, Akatsuki Z23, so Mike and the Fiji, the squad, they're on the right. We know that I was on the right. What else has popped up on the right? The Bake Bismarck as well. That's one of the Bismarcks. That's popped up on the left. Z23 and KG5. Okay. So what I'm looking out for there, the Bismarcks are brawlers, the KG5s are flamethrowers, the Iowa's a battle tanker, the cruisers are cruisers really, apart from they can have decent torpedoes. Z23 is a gunny and Akatsuki is a stealth torpedo. So what I've done is I've looked at the team, enemy team, and I've gone, I'm probably going to be better off having HE loaded, because although AP has a good alpha if you have a broadside target, normally you don't have a broadside target, and getting HE downrange is probably more advantageous. I think you're slowing, aren't you? So let's do that, and Z23's up here. So, HMS Vanguard. Survivability, you have the second highest HP for the tier, which is obviously good. Your Citadel has been tweaked in late 2019, so it sits below the waterline, which is good, or sits at the waterline I should say, and also Vanguard was lowered in the water a little bit just so she wasn't didn't sit so proud, which obviously reduces how hard she can be hit. However, you do have the lowest armor banding. Basically you haven't got the thickest armor in the game. Now, we have an average torpedo reduction. It's pretty much on par with the Iowa. So that's something to bear in mind. Yeah, that's good. Artillery wise, we've got 4 turrets of dual 15-inch guns. That does put us in what we would call the small caliber gun club at tier 7, because a majority of the battleships are actually 16-inch guns. The only other 2 battleships which are 15-inch guns in the tech tree is the Richard Lee or the Richard Lou and the Bismarck, depending on your French pronunciation of Richard Lee or Lou there. Now, for a 15-inch gun, we do have the fastest reload, which is nice, and we have the second shortest range gun compared to all the tech tree ships, which is not so nice. We have above average HE and AP damage, and we also have superior HE pen. But we do, with the AP, we do have what we call the British AP, where we have that short fuse and that larger bursting charge. So basically, when the AP hits, it will do quite a bit of damage. However, it doesn't have the penetrating multiplier to punch through bout armor. So normally you'll find you have to aim for the deck level, like I did in that Bismarck, and the aim there is almost to try and penetrate the slightly thinner armor. And I'd probably recommend doing that against all battleships, tier 6, 7, and as and when legendary, just because it gets your AP through, and when your AP goes through, you do get some decent rewards for it. Now, we have the best fire chance, so when you consider that with your HE pen, that does mean that you're going to be getting some nice fires out on the enemy. That KG5 is... Now, I know the KG5s fire in HE, they always fire HE. So let's get some AP. Actually, I'm going to take advantage of this. I'm going to use that reload booster. It's moments like this when you want that reload booster. Because you can just get the shells downrange a little bit more. And hopefully punish someone's position. Another volley? He's going to be thinking, God, I just lost a lot of HP very quickly there. I might swish out for one more in a second. I play the Vanguard very kitey. Now, your secondaries are nothing to really shout about, I should say. It's nothing special. They're pretty same range as everyone else. You've got 8 times 2, so basically you've got 8 turrets of dual mounted 5.3 inch guns. They are dual purpose, they are anti-aircraft as well, but because their caliber is so small and you haven't got so many of them, it's not exactly outstanding really. Now going on to the maneuverability, let's get rid of that KG5. I think my shells are just ahead of the game here. There we go. And the Bismarck's gone. Load HE, I'm going to turn into the objective and play, let's see, we've got 3 battleships, 1 cruiser and 1 destroyer left. Interesting. Which cruiser? Fiji, of course. Ooh. These German torpedoes, so they shouldn't be that amazing. We'll get that repair party on the go. So yes, maneuverability, we have average speed, second quickest rider shift, and we have the joint smallest turning circle. Concealment's pretty average, but all the tier 7s seem to be quite closely clustered. Now you've got a decent damage con, 15-second duration, 78-second reload. Mine might be different due to my commander. Repair parties, you get 3. These heal 573 health per second for 28 seconds. That means a single repair party will heal 16,044 health. Now that has a reload time of 78.4 seconds. So you do have a really super heal, which is quite nice. Now this new main battery reload, you only get 1 of them, so it's not exactly amazing, is the best way to put it. However, it has its uses. Basically that reduces your main battery reload by 50% for 15 seconds, has a reload of 147 seconds. Because of that, basically it'll reduce your reload for about 1.4 volleys. Basically you'll be able to get 1 volley out and maybe another one, not half reloaded, but partially reloaded. Now, while I quickly kick the tail out to see if I can, with the Vanguard you kind of got to start turning back early to try and also angle your armour, because she's a bit in the water. I was running, so I'm going to switch to HE. Oh god, all their ships are turning up. Goody. Modules. I've gone for aiming systems because that reduces the dispersion of your main battery. I just find the dispersion on the Vanguard can be a bit wandery at times. Pardon me. The second module I've gone for steering gears, but that's mostly because of my play style, where I like to kite in and out. So because of that, I've then gone for steering gears, because I want to obviously I want my rudder to be kicking in and out as much as possible. Let's load AP for that KG5, but bear in mind that Iowa's got really good range. Third module, you have to take the target acquisition, so that's one thing to bear with really. I will put that fire up. So that basically improves your spotting range, and oh no, Bismarck doesn't have torpedoes. That's one thing to bear in mind. However, what I'd like to do actually Might try and stick it in the island. If I keep backing up, let's go there and see what happens. Because I don't want to be here. I'm sure the Bismarck doesn't want me to be here either. Now, the fourth module, I've decided to go for main battery mod. Basically, it's because your only other alternative is to go for... Are you going to ram me? I'm going to get rammed. Where am I? Oh yeah, there we are. When in doubt, ram. Yeah, so I went for the main battery mod, and the reason being was to avoid taking the secondary mod, and then also the main battery mod does actually improve your DPM a little bit and your reload speed. Fair enough. Oh well, there goes Vanguard. There was a crazy moment when Vanguard first came in the game where the cranes weren't complete. That was always quite amusing. So going through the traits of Vanguard, well, we get a nice view of the sinking ship. So we got the superior HE. We're compromised. Basically, we have got that slightly thinner armor, which means that AP shells will be able to penetrate, but they also won't overpen. They're more very likely to actually detonate. Then we have that great heal. With that great heal, I find let yourself get down to about 4 bars of heal, which is about right. If you can get to there, then you can crack out that heal and bring all that health back. It seems like Vanguard is almost like the first British battleship to have that super heal. Oh, we can jump on this Vanguard as well. What are we up against? KG5. So we've got the typical Queen's and Mansion main bridge at the front. Now, because it's a great big boxy structure, it is a great big easy target for people to shoot HE into and to obviously then set fires. And who does our hope rest on? The York, that's all the way over there. Why is he all the way over there? I'm going to be intrigued to see what his end score is, because he's gone way out. Which means that we've been down that amount of DPM. Vanguard's anti-aircraft. It looks like it's mostly all short-range stuff. Your only long-range anti-aircraft is your secondaries. But being they removed anti-aircraft stats from the game, we don't see that anymore. The reason why they removed anti-aircraft stats from the game is because they felt they weren't useful, because people saw the anti-aircraft stats and went, oh, but there's no aircraft in the game because there's no carriers, which is a bit annoying, because I would have rather them stay, because what I like to see is I like to know at what range does my anti-aircraft actually engage the enemy spotter aircraft. So sometimes if you say you see an aircraft nearby, you go, oh, I just need to get, say, 1 kilometre closer or 2 kilometres closer, and I've got a chance of maybe having a shot at it. There's nothing more infuriating than having to just be spotted by a plane and just, like, charge towards it and then hope you shoot it down while having to, like, take a massive detour out your way. I think on battleships it's not too important, but on cruisers and destroyers I found it quite useful. Alright, let's go watch our York, which is not a scratch, Doctor, not a scratch. Fair enough. So, Vanguard, post reload booster update. Does she need the reload booster? Well, it's the same as the Jaujards. You only get 1, whereas Jaujard gets 2. And I think because it's only 1, it's like a nothing gift. I mean, you saw me put it into good use in this game where I used it to punish the broadside KG5, but then once I'd done that, that was it. I didn't have it again. I think if I could tailor a commander towards using it, I'd probably be looking at using a cruiser commander like Tennant or Fraser or maybe even Jericho and getting fully packed on there. But I don't know, I've been tweaking commanders for Vanguard for a while. I've tried multiple. At the moment I'm going for another phase where I'm trying someone else. As always, the modules and the command ability is down in the description, so you'll see that I'm using one of the Azur lane commanders. I'm just trying out different things really. So that's not a constant thing. I've tried Cunningham, I've tried Fraser, I think I even tried Jericho at one point. I've tried quite a few different builds to see what I can get out of Vanguard. So I came fourth in the team, which for me, that's pretty normal. I'm not really a Battleship player, and I think when it gets to tier 7 it really does show, because I don't really play Battleships that much. Usually if I'm going to play Battleships I'll probably take KG5 out, or Warspite, or Lizzie out instead. Yeah, that York came bottom of the team. I'm not surprised. I don't know what he was doing. Just went off on one. Well, maybe he went AFK for a bit and sailed off in the wrong direction. Don't know. Quite hard to tell. Would have made a profit without premium, but that was probably due to my 10% credit booster. However, with the premium, obviously, I've made a decent scraping out of it. Well, if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. I'm the Galloping Major, and back to the port.